Well, it's everyone's favorite debarkation morning, and I'm just taking my time. I slept pretty good last night. The thrusters came on about 6:30 in the morning and woke me up, but it only lasted until about 7, so I just went ahead and got up. Actually, no, I take that back now that I think about it. The thrusters came on, it was like 5:22, so I was able to get back to sleep and get a little bit more sleep in before I had to get up. But I still got up a little bit before 7, got showered, got packed. I'm self-debarking, however they say it, carrying off my own luggage. I was going to, I don't even know if you guys can hear me, it's so loud. I was going to leave it outside my door, but there were too many things in it I needed, and I was in my nightgown, and it would just be too much to put in my carry-on with my laptop. So I'm like, I'm just going to carry it off because I can get off the ship at the very end at 9:30 when they kick everybody off. So I have breakfast. I'm not happy about it, but I do need to eat something before I start traveling. But it was so funny because I hate breakfast so much, and I'm scooping up the eggs. I really hate scrambled eggs, and I'm like scooping up the eggs and trying not to gag because they're just grossing me out so much. And I don't even know what these things are. It was chicken croquettes or something, so it can't be worse than eggs. So I'm gonna have that, and you can see people on the gangway over there getting off. But I'm going to try to get off dead last because my flight doesn't leave until 3 o'clock. So everyone has to be off the ship by 9:30. And I think it's about 7:30 now. So I've got a couple hours. So I'm just going to sit and have this breakfast and drink some coffee and wait for the crowd to clear out and then let them herd me off the ship. And then I'll just take an Uber over to Long Beach Airport and just hang out over there. I've got my phone, I've got a book, so that'll be fine. There's the Queen Mary again. I know a lot of people are excited to get on this ship. Well, I tried to stay on this ship as long as I could, but the announcements were getting more and more insistent that everybody get off, until finally the captain came on and said basically, will everybody please get off? There were a lot of people still on the ship, but once the captain came on, I'm like, alright, I'm going to start heading. So it kind of sucked though, because then I still had to stand through the huge line going through customs, which I wanted to avoid. I was hoping it would be all cleared out. So I'm going to do something a little different. The cruise terminal is this way, and through that direction there's just a ton of people with bags waiting from ground transportation. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to walk over here to the Queen Mary, which as you can see is just feet away, and I'm going to wait at the Queen Mary entrance and call an Uber, so that way there's not like a huge pile up of Ubers and trying to figure out which Uber is mine, and there's 500 people with luggage and bags and families all trying to not get separated. So I've got a lot of time before my flight, and I'm just going Uber directly to Long Beach Airport, which isn't that far, so I'll just come over here. As you can see, it's much quieter over here and very much laid back, so that's what I'll do, and that way it'll be easier for me to find my car. Well, I'm all checked in now and at the airport. If I had been just a little bit earlier, maybe 10 minutes earlier, I might have tried to get on the earlier flight to Vegas, because my actual flight, like I said at the beginning, it does the loop between Long Beach and Las Vegas, and by the time I got checked in and got to the gate area, the one before is actually boarding now. So I wanted really bad to see if I could get on that one, but my luggage is already checked to the later flight, so I'm just hanging out. It's not bad because it's such a pretty airport. So I've got my coffee here, and I'm sitting in a little outdoor area with a fire pit. Hopefully I don't get chased out of here, because I think it's just for this restaurant, 4th Street Vine. I'm probably going to order some food though in a little bit after I drink my coffee, and I couldn't find anywhere else to sit in the shade because they don't have very many benches, and they're painting a bunch of their benches, so I've got a lot of time to kill, so I'm going to have some coffee and then I'm probably going to get some lunch. Well, it's been another hour or so. I am so sleepy. You guys have no idea. I was already sleepy yesterday from getting up at 6, and then this morning the sisters woke me up at 5:22. So, and I kind of dozed after that, but I never really got fully back to sleep. So I had lunch over there at 4th Street Vine, I think is what it was called. It was pretty good. I had a turkey club panini and some chips. The chips came with a salsa that, I don't know if it was like ghost pepper salsa or what the deal was, but I just had a tiny little bit of salsa on one of the chips, and I was like, my mouth was burning and my eyes were watering, and it took a couple of minutes for that to go away, so I didn't have any more of the salsa. And now I'm kind of just wandering because I'm having trouble staying awake. I ran into Erica again. I was over by one of the gift shops, and she came walking down the gate area. I'm so tired. I can't even find my words. She came walking by, and we were surprised to see each other, but at the same time, not really, because it's such a tiny airport. There's only 2 areas for the gates. There's this one that I'm facing, and then there's another one over there. So we just happened to be in the same gate area. So we said hi. She was getting ready to go board her flight, though, so we got to talk for a minute and exchange phone numbers and all that. So that was good. And now it's about 1. So I've got about an hour and a half before we start boarding, and about 2 hours before my flight actually takes off. So it's going to be a little bit of an afternoon here at the Long Beach airport. At least it's a nice airport, and at least you can go outside and get some fresh air. And it's really nice out. It's a little bit warm, actually, compared to the first day when I got here. So I have no plan. I don't mind hanging out in airports a lot. I usually do a lot of wandering, but there's really nowhere to wander here because the gate area has one shop and a couple places to get coffee.
Flight number 1265 with service to Sacramento, heading for Nadia D. Hernandez, Patricia. Please make your way to gate number 2 at Nadia D. Hernandez.
There's been 2 flights to Vegas since I've been sitting here. So I gotta wait for mine though. They were like different airlines and everything. Anyway, this is really it. So there's not a lot to go look around and explore. Kind of like the Vegas airport has all kinds of stuff, but this might be the end of my travel vlog because I don't think there's going to be really anything else to add. Overall, I think the trip went really, really well. I met a lot of people. I was never bored. Carnival Imagination is a really small ship. It was good for my first time to travel solo, but I think if I travel solo again, and any cruise I do in the future, I want to do a much bigger ship that has a lot more to do on it. But this was great for 4 days. So overall, it was a really great experience, and I really recommend anyone who's never solo traveled before to do it and get outside your comfort zone and meet some new people and see what adventures you can get into.